Hello everyone, my name is Hectic and welcome back to an updated GTA business guide. Today is going to be on special cargo or CEO crates as it's also commonly called. So this is one of the businesses you can do multiplayer or solo and still can be very lucrative. But it's called an active business, which means you have to put in the work to make the money and sell the product as well in order for you to make money. So the first thing you're going to need when doing this, the first thing you need is a CEO office. If you don't have one, go to Dynasty 8 Executive, go to offices. I have the one at Maze Bank for, I believe that one was free with the starter pack. And you can buy some of these for about $2 to $4 million this week. They are 50% off that in all renovations. So very worth doing. We're not going to get into any of the upgrades that you need to get because that deals with the office, not the crates itself. So then you come here and you log in to the computer here. Sit down. Character's bad at doing that. Now from here you could do 3 different things: vehicle cargo, special vehicle work. The one that we want is special cargo. You come here, you want the warehouse map. Now there are 3 different types of warehouses: small, medium, large, each holding a different amount of crates. Yes, you will purchase crates, which we'll talk about here in a sec, and you will go get them and bring them back to the warehouse, and that will produce money for you. And then you sell whenever you're ready to sell. You can sell 1 crate, you can sell hundreds of crates. So small warehouses, these will generally go for, in this case, a couple $100,000, 50% off of this week. So location, I would say, does matter. You can either put them close to your office or you can group them together. Like I have some in the La Mesa area. Small warehouses hold 16 crates each. Yes, my one in La Mesa, the Coletta unit, holds 16 crates. I have 8 out of that. And the same, the convenience store lockup one, in the Rancho ones has 7 out of 16. My medium can hold up to 42 crates. I have 12 out of that. And large warehouses, which I happen to have 1, it can hold up to 111 crates. Now you can have up to, I believe, 4 or 5 of these warehouses, and they can all be large if you want, or they can all be different sizes. Yes, I have 2 small, so 1 in La Mesa, 1 down here. Yes, I have 1 medium, 1 in La Mesa too, and I have a large, also 1 in La Mesa, and I'm looking eventually to get that one. Yes, the large warehouses are going to run you a couple million, couple 100,000 for your mediums, and then less of a couple 100,000 for your large one. So try it. I have them trying to group up together, but you can have them close to the office if you want, or centered to around your business. So either grouped up or near your office are going to be the 2 places you want to get them, so don't get these down here. Yes, so any combination in 5. You can have 5 large warehouses with 111 crates each and sell all of those, and that's a lot. So let's talk about how do you source these. Down here it says you can get 1 crate for $2,000, 2 crates for $8,000, or 3 crates for $18,000. Yes, this is money that you have to pay to go out and get the crates and bring them back to the warehouse. Yes. The best strategy to do is do the 3 crates for $18,000. Yes, it's way more money. However, this will definitely be a time saver. Now, let me give you an idea with the math here. If you source in 3 crates, yes, for $18,000 at a time, and you bring them back to 1 warehouse, that will produce $36,000 in stock. Yes, so you do get $18,000 back in profit. Yes, very lucrative stuff in there. So it's worth doing this. It'll be a time saver as opposed to doing 1 crate or 2 crate at a time. Yes, it's less money, but that's more missions that you have to do. And these missions stink sometimes. Yes, these, I think the CEO cargo missions are some of the worst that you get as far as some of the businesses, as far as effort that you had to put in to try to get them. Not so much as annoyed, but more as effort that you have to do. Um, so source 3 crates at a time. There will be another feature which we're gonna go out to a warehouse here in a bit. To show you another feature that will help you out with this, but still definitely do that. The only time I would source 1 or 2 is like if this one 111 crates, if I had like 109 or something, then I would probably choose like 2 crates. Go ahead, fill that up. Yes, you can't go over. Yes, so within that. So right now I have 5 out of 11 for $65,000 in my crate warehouses. Medium 12 for 174. So these do stack up. Yes, 16 crates at doing that. So you will go out and you will get them. When I will not show you that, but when you go out to source them, yes, there's one of 2 methods that you're going to have to do to get them. They'll either come in a vehicle and you just drive. You have to either fight some enemies or steal from the police or something. Get a vehicle, drive it to the warehouse, boom, you're done. However, they do make it a little bit more challenging. Sometimes it is as easy as that. If not, it's a 3 crate drop where you have to go to a location, bring 1 crate at a time to the warehouse and go back and forth each one. That's not too horrible. You usually won't deal with a lot of enemies doing that, but some of the missions Rockstar likes to give, it's the 3-mile ones where you have to travel 3 miles in between. Yeah, it's annoying, but here's a little tip. Whenever you go to source, if you look at the map beforehand, which you won't see here, but you will, if your warehouse is on the map, you will know that will be a 3 crate drop mission. If your warehouse is not on there, it will be a vehicle. This is an important tip just to know how to quickly tell what type of mission you're going to get, and you can assign the personal vehicle quickly, the appropriate one, or it will show up like 3 little dots in the corner saying how much cargo have you gotten, and it'll be pretty easy to tell when it becomes a 3 crate drop. You usually don't have to look at that. But another thing before we go out here, whenever you're sourcing that, if you do this in a public lobby, every 24 minutes or so, or like every hour or so that you're in the lobby, not doing anything, not in a building, your assistant will call you.
You know that I've got 2 degrees, both in finance.
Your assistant will call you saying that
Oh, hi. What can I do for you?
you have
You
a
got a nice fleet, boss.
sorry, this is just all
No problem. I'll have your personal
you have
vehicle
a
brought around.
rare crate available to go source. Yes, I do suggest you do these. Watch out for other players, because these crates are rare at a time, but these crates can go for $125,000 each, if not more. Yes, and these are very rare crates that you source. And you go collect it, and you bring it back to the warehouse, and you can sell it at any time. Yes. So you have that option, yes, but you do have to. Here's the thing: you have to be in a public lobby for a certain amount of time, for a decent amount of time before that happens, and your assistant will call you. Yes, don't hang up after doing that, otherwise it doesn't count. So, and I believe you can't do that through the terabyte. I forgot to mention that's going to be what it is. Now we're going to one of my warehouses here for a reason. Which one did I not source to? I believe I did that one. That one will go all the way down to this one. But what I'm gonna show you here is the fact that with the new update, Criminal Enterprises DLC, you now have technicians that you can pay to go source crates for you. Yes, and they will source between 1 and 3 crates every 24 real life minutes. Yes, so you can get off the game and they'll do it. It's about a 60% chance to get 1 crate, so that'll be the most popular. Every now and then you could get 2 or 3 crates from them sourcing, and those will cost you $7,500, which is literally nothing. For the chance that you can, that slight chance that you can get 3 crates into your warehouse, $7,500 compared to $1,800, and you don't even have to go source it, is amazing. Yes, and that's a way, that's called passive income right there, ish. Although you do have to pay, but you don't really have to go source them. Yes, so this is a good way to do it, and that is also half off. So it's like 3,700 for the technicians to go source today, or this week. Yes, so when I recommend that you do that method, and I'll show you how you do that once we get up to the warehouse, I recommend you do that, you send them out, and then you go to your CEO office or Terabyte, and you go source some crates as well within that. And that can also strategically affect how many crates you want to source as well. We're going to try to beat the train there. Don't do that. But like, if, for example, if I brought that back up, if we take this one, which is a 16 crate warehouse, and you had 14 crates filled, yes, within that, you ask your technician to go and source goods, which I'm going to do that here, by the way. So you just simply do that, and she will disappear. She'll go, and back in 24 minutes, and product will appear. Yes, the product will appear after that. So if you had like 12 crates in that, I would send your technician out, see how many they bring back, and then source the other crates to fill it up at that time. Alright, so that's the strategy that I recommend doing, and they do have also a chance of sourcing. I believe you don't even have to be in public session for this part to happen. Your technicians can also source those rare cargo as well. It's a lower chance, but let's get out of sourcing all of that stuff. We'll come back to that once, but let's talk about selling. Yes, otherwise this video is going to be like 30 minutes long. We don't want. Alright, so here we have that 64 sales I made for $4.7 million. That's a little bit sad, a bit of a bad ratio as far as that, but as you can tell, right now I have 7 crates ready to go for $94,500. Yes, how many crates do you, and you can choose to sell of the 3 options of how many crates you want to sell. Yes, I would always try to sell all of them at once if you can. And this will give you 1 of 3 delivery vehicles, which we will talk about here in a sec. I recommend selling between 1 to 9 crates per warehouse. Yes, this will, 9 crate will give you about, what is $172,000, if not $181,000 at a time, and that will guarantee you get 1 sell vehicle, or at least not a big sell vehicle that you have to do a lot of drops with, or are cumbersome. Like the Titan plane mission is available in this one if you do a whole lot of crates. Like some people have gotten that if you did like the large warehouse 111 crates at once, which you can do that solo, but it might give you that plane to do. So that's why I recommend doing that if you're going to do solo. If not, you can do this with multiple people within that. It might give you multiple sell vehicles at that point, or you could do it solo. Either way, Yes, and we know how we feel about multiple sell vehicles. Yes, it's
Yeah.
recommended that you don't. But this is also where the multiplayer aspect they can also help you source, and they can also help you sell as well. So the three there's going to be, last thing that we're talking about with selling is a few things. The delivery vehicles, which by the way, this toolkit in here is where you could buy upgrades for your delivery vehicle. There is a truck, there is a plane, and there is a boat. Yes, your brigade delivery truck is probably going to be your easiest mission within that. Some people would argue the plane is better. I don't. By the way, guys, I have learned how to fly a plane now. Really, really great. I'll show you footage of it sometime when I upload the Cayo Perico scope out walkthrough. You can see that I've actually learned how to fly a plane. But the delivery truck is usually pretty easy. You just either bring it to one drop, you either use the Trackify app to find a drop, which can be a little bit tricky if you don't know what you're doing, but usually that's pretty easy, or you make about 5 drops and you're done, or you make the 5 drops or 1 drop and you have to defend the area from like 4 enemies, and it's pretty simple. That's the one I like. The plane, it's a simple, you get the Cuban plane 800 plane, and you can get the Titan as well for those really big cells. I've never gotten the Titan yet. I have gotten the Cuban plane. That one's fine. And you can get the tugboat. The tugboat is the one that we're going to talk about. Yes, because you can get the upgrades for these. These, I don't recommend ever getting the armor upgrade. I do recommend getting the speed upgrade for the tugboat. If you ever rode in the tugboat for whatever reason, that boat sucks and is slow. Yes. However, it's an easy mission because you just go out to a point and you're done. Yes, which is kind of why I like the tugboat mission. Get the speed upgrade for that. Don't worry about the armor upgrades on here. Because then the next thing that I'm talking about as far as selling is I recommend, if you're doing this solo, especially when you're selling a whole lot, unless you have friends to help you, do this in an invite-only session, which I recommend you do with everything. Yeah. But if you do it in the public lobby, high demand bonus does apply, 1 to 2% for 1 to 2% for every single player that's in that lobby, not in your crew or CEO or whichever. Yes. So that's that can be useful, and you can get a lot of money back for doing that. Yes, so if you sell 9 crates at a time, about 181, and you'd sell in a full lobby solo, you can get up to like 206, probably 260, if not even more than that for the high demand bonus. So it's up to you whether you want to sell that in those lobbies or not. Yes, this is the one that I don't suggest doing either one. You pick whether you want to or not, but I do recommend you do everything in an invite only lobby. It makes everything easier. You may not get those high demand bonuses, but at least you don't have griefers after you. Yes, unfortunately they're just part of the game, so wherever you do that, but those bonuses do apply. So you can sell for over $2 million a large crate warehouse. By the way, that technician applies to every single warehouse. So you have one for every single crate warehouse that you have. Yes. So I have 2, 3, 4 right there. So great way to help source. Another way that you can source is through the Terabyte. We're not going to spend the time to go through that. However, if you do source crates through the Terabyte, you do have to be in a public lobby to do that. But you can source the crates from there. Everything except for those rare crates you can do through the Terabyte. Why the Terabyte method is good for doing that is because you can go to a location and you don't always have to go back to your office to source. You can just do it from anywhere, and you have the Terabyte that you can use to source those crates just right there on the move. Yes. So do consider doing that. It's the same idea as if you went to CEO office, except for you don't have to drive back to CEO office every time. But why would you do that when you can literally just set your spawn point to your office and just respawn there? I get not everybody has the accommodation for that or has Del Toro Heights right across the street, so. But do use the terabyte method if you want to do this public lobby. Just be careful, griefers are a thing. But then that. So that's pretty much all that you have to know for the CEO cargo business. It's very, very lucrative if you get this stuff out. Yes. So to recap, purchase as many warehouses as you can. Whichever size that you want. I depend on the size. I would depend on how often you're going to use this. If you're going to use it a lot, or you're just going to store them up for more money and wait for a double money event, for that, get 5 large warehouses. Yes. If you're not going to do CEO cargo that much, get a small warehouse. Yes, I'll save you money. We have an exotic exports vehicle over here, by the way, or something. Yeah, and then have your staff source goods, and then you can go source goods, or I usually just rely on just the staff to do, which will take a little bit longer to do it that way, because it's a chance 1, 2, or 3 as opposed to 3 guaranteed every time if you go source it. But very lucrative business in return if you let it stack up. But if you do like multiple sales like I did, 64,000, it's gonna take you a little bit, but it's a nice way to get quick money. Yes. So let me know what you think of CEO business down below, the CEO crate warehouse. Actually, there's one more thing before we go. You're just like any business, your CEO crate warehouses can be rated. Just don't go AFK or be in the server for way too long. I think it's 4 hours for that one. I know the nightclub is 8 hours with security upgrades, but warehouses, I'm not sure. I think those happen the least. The MC business and the nightclub raids happen much more often than your CEO crate ones happen, but you can. I do have to mention that. So beware. I don't think you'll lose all of your stock, unlike the MC and the nightclub one. You'll lose a good majority of some of the crates, but you won't be completely out. Yes. So let me know what you think of it down in the comments down below. Oh, and this is not the exotic exports vehicle. Whoops. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Yes. How much money have you earned from CEO cargo itself? Yep. And do you like doing it? Is that your thing? Let me know that in the comments down below. I will. Oh, it's not. It's one of the body. I will see you guys in the next video.